When stories or events are told in the Qur'an, we notice that Allah uses these three particles to go from one action or event to the next. Wa, fa, thumma. While all of these are considered huruf atf, or in English, conjunctions, when used in telling stories or events, they would convey different meanings or connotations, which is usually lost in translation because of how the English language works. So let's find out the meanings that we're missing in English. First, wa, which means and. And in Arabic, it can be used to tell a series of events, but using it doesn't necessarily convey a sequence or an order, nor does it necessarily specify if two actions happen at the same time or with time difference between them. So, wa is just a general tool for addition, like these examples. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها. So here, in this case, there happens to be a sequence, but that cannot be said about every use of wa. إن هي إلا حياتنا الدنيا نموت ونحيا. And in this case, there happens to be no sequence, because the logical order is that life comes before death, which is not the case here. So, wa does not give us any information about order or sequence when being used. However, that cannot be said for fa. Fa actually means immediately after the first mentioned action. So, it conveys both order, so what comes first happens first, and it also conveys time because it indicates that the second action happened immediately after the first one, with very short time in between. إذ تستغيثون ربكم فاستجاب لكم. So here Allah answered the dua of the believers immediately after they had asked, emphasizing the mercy and compassion of Allah towards His servants, which is also observed in this ayah. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. So, fa is attached, as you can see, to the answer of Allah, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ, to show how fast the answer can be. Now, what about thumma? Well, thumma means a while after the first action, so it indicates a sequence or order. So there is time between the first and the second action, and similar to fa, what comes first happens first. كيف تكفرون بالله وكنتم أمواتا فأحياكم ثم يميتكم ثم يحييكم ثم إليه ترجعون. And this ayah indicates that it is typically a while before us being alive and the moment of our death. And then there is time between us being dead and the moment when we get resurrected, and afterwards we return to Allah. So this sequence of events is separated with longer periods of time, and therefore Allah used thumma to tell us about this sequence. So, using wa is for general addition, fa for actions that follow immediately after, and thumma for actions that follow after a while. But sometimes, not using a conjunction is an indication in itself, like what we see in this ayah. إِذْ قَالَ لَهُ رَبُّهُ أَسْلِمْ قال أسلمت لرب العالمين. Notice how Allah told us that event without adding any conjunction here, but rather He said قال أسلمت لرب العالمين to indicate a response that didn't even require a second thought. The response of Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was instantaneous without a second thought. So even the absence of a conjunction in the Qur'an can have its own meaning and indication. Finally, in these ayat, you see a variation of use between fa and thumma. قُتِلَ الْإِنسَانُ مَا أَكْفَرَهُ مِنْ أَيِّ شَيْءٍ خَلَقَهُ مِنْ نُطْفَةٍ خَلَقَهُ فَقَدَّرَهُ ثُمَّ السَّبِيلَ يَسَّرَهُ ثُمَّ أَمَاتَهُ فَأَقْبَرَهُ ثُمَّ إِذَا شَاءَ أَنشَرَهُ. Using the information that you learned in this lesson, can you tell why this is the case? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you want to start your journey with learning the Qur'an at any level, start right here to know which is the most suitable route for you. Or you could keep learning by clicking on this lesson. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.